There is a truth that echoes deep in the chambers of every human heart, a truth that we are all too often afraid to acknowledge. You cannot be whole until you embrace every part of yourself. The light, the dark, the joy, the pain, the successes, the failures, they all belong to you. And you cannot truly know who you are until you stop running from the parts of yourself that you have been taught to fear, to hide, or to shame. Since childhood, we are conditioned to hide the parts of us that the world deems unacceptable. The tears, the anger, the fears, the raw, unfiltered emotions that rise when life challenges us. We're taught to smile, to please, to conform. But the truth is, the more you suppress who you are, the less of yourself you become. Every time you bury a piece of your essence, you bury your wholeness. You become fragmented. You begin to live as a shadow of your true self, haunted by the parts of you that remain unexpressed, untold, and unseen. This is not living. This is existing, trapped in a life that feels small, constricted, incomplete. A life where you chase the external validation of others to fill the void inside you, never realizing that the true validation can only come from the acceptance of yourself, all of yourself. To be whole, you must stop denying the parts of yourself you find uncomfortable or inconvenient. You must stop running from your own truth, from the parts of your soul that feel too heavy to carry. Because it's in the acceptance of these parts that you find your true strength. The raw, untapped power that lies dormant within you until you give it the space to breathe. What are the parts of you that you have been hiding? The anger that you've been taught is unfeminine or unattractive. The vulnerability that you've been told is a weakness. The failures that you keep buried because you don't want to be seen as less than perfect. The shame that you carry because you think you are not enough. Every part of you is necessary. The darkness within you, the grief, the rage, the fear, the shame, these are not your enemies. They are the pieces of you that have been ignored for too long. The parts of you that are trying to rise to the surface, to be acknowledged, to be healed, they are the road to your power. Because when you embrace these pieces, you become whole, you become unstoppable. There is a lie that has been perpetuated for centuries. The lie that strength is only in the light, that power is only in the smile, the quiet, the calm. But strength, true strength, comes from embracing both your light and your shadow. You cannot know true strength unless you are willing to step into your own darkness, the parts of you that have been forgotten, denied, or rejected. Think about the greatest figures in history. Think about those who shaped the world. They didn't run from their darkness. They didn't hide their struggles. They stood in the fire and became forged by it. They became whole through the acceptance of their complexities. The anger, the ambition, the doubts, they didn't run from them. They used them. This is what makes a woman truly powerful. The ability to stand in her full truth, to embrace her light and her dark, to own every part of who she is, and to move forward in the world with no apology. She understands that she is not defined by any one part of her. She is the sum of her light and her darkness, and it is in the balance of these elements that her true power lies. What would happen if you stopped running from your shadows? What would happen if you stopped pretending to be something you're not? What if instead of hiding the parts of you that make you uncomfortable, you accepted them as part of your own unique, powerful self? You would become whole, and in your wholeness you would become magnetic. The world would no longer have the power to make you feel small. You would stop shrinking to fit into the boxes that society has created for you. You would rise above the noise, above the judgment, above the limitations that the world tries to impose. Because when you are whole, when you are authentic, nothing can touch you. No judgment, no criticism, no fear can take away your power. You will become a force to be reckoned with. And that force will not be something that comes from being perfect. It will come from the strength that you've built by facing your own imperfections, by loving the parts of you that others have told you to hide. When you accept the fullness of yourself, when you stop running from the darkness, and begin to heal the wounds that you've carried for so long, you will begin to see the world differently. You will stop seeing yourself as broken, as incomplete, as not enough, and you will start seeing yourself as whole, as powerful, as capable of creating the life you want. But to get there, to truly stand in your power, you must first face your deepest fears. You must look into the mirror and see yourself, all of you. You must look at your shadows, your flaws, your mistakes, and say, I accept you. Because only when you can accept every part of yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, can you stand in your full, unapologetic power. It's not about perfection. It's about wholeness. It's about accepting yourself fully with all the contradictions, all the chaos, all the complexities that make you who you are. When you stop judging yourself, when you stop trying to fit into a mold, when you stop seeking validation from the outside, you will find freedom. And that freedom is the key to unlocking your potential. It's the key to living a life of authenticity, of purpose, of passion. Because when you stop pretending to be someone you're not, when you embrace your light and your dark, you begin to create a life that is true to who you really are, a life of power, of fulfillment, and of deep, unwavering peace. So, take a deep breath and stop running from yourself. Look into the mirror and accept every part of who you are. Embrace your darkness and let your light shine even brighter. Stop hiding. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for who you are. You are whole. You are complete. And you are worthy of everything the world has to offer. When you embrace every part of yourself, you will find the strength, the courage, and the power to become the person you were always meant to be. And nothing in this world will ever be able to stop you. Because the woman who is whole is unstoppable. As you continue to walk this path of self-acceptance, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop seeking external validation because you no longer need it. You no longer look to others to tell you who you are or how you should be. You begin to see yourself as enough, just as you are. The whispers of doubt, the fears that once held you back, begin to fade. The approval you once sought from others becomes irrelevant because you now recognize that your worth comes from within. You no longer chase after perfection. You stop trying to live up to an ideal that was never meant for you. Instead, you start living for yourself, for the person you were always meant to be. A woman who has accepted both her light and her dark is not swayed by the opinions of others. She knows that her truth is enough. Her worth is not determined by how well she fits into the boxes the world has created for her. It is determined by her ability to stand in her own power, to claim her space, and to honor the wholeness of who she is. This is the freedom you've been searching for. The freedom to be unapologetically yourself. The freedom to express every part of your soul without fear of judgment. The freedom to rise and fall, to fail and try again, knowing that each experience is simply a step towards becoming the most powerful version of yourself. And as you embrace the fullness of who you are, you will start to see the world around you change. Your relationships will transform because you will stop giving your energy to people who don't honor your authenticity. You will stop tolerating those who ask you to shrink, to conform, to be less than you are. You will attract people who see you for the whole woman that you are, and they will love you for it. You will stop settling. You will no longer accept less than what you deserve because you understand your own worth. You will set boundaries that protect your energy, your peace, and your power. And those who truly respect you will rise to meet you, to support you, to stand beside you as you continue to evolve. Your life will be filled with purpose and clarity because when you are whole, you are no longer confused about who you are or what you want. You will know exactly what your heart desires, and you will move toward it with unwavering confidence. The dreams you once thought were too big, too far out of reach, will become a reality because you will no longer let fear or self-doubt hold you back. You will move forward, not with hesitation, but with the boldness of someone who understands that she is worthy of every good thing that comes her way. But this journey is not always easy. There will be moments of doubt, of fear, of uncertainty. The voices of the past will try to resurface, telling you that you're not good enough, that you're too much, that you should shrink again. But when you truly accept yourself, when you stand firm in the knowledge that you are whole, just as you are, you will find that these voices lose their power. They will no longer hold sway over you, because you will know that they are not your truth. Your truth is who you are now, powerful, unapologetic, and complete. So every time doubt tries to creep in, remind yourself of your worth. Remind yourself that you are not defined by what the world says you should be, but by who you truly are. Embrace the messy parts of your journey, the imperfections, the flaws, and the failures. They are not setbacks. They are lessons. They are the very things that make you strong, make you wise, make you real. This is the power of accepting every part of yourself. When you accept your flaws, your struggles, your darkness, you give yourself permission to rise above them. You realize that you are not broken, but whole. And from this place of wholeness, you can move mountains. The only thing that can hold you back now is your refusal to accept the fullness of who you are. You were not born to be small. You were not born to conform. You were not born to live in the shadows of who you could be. You were born to be whole, to embrace every part of yourself, to stand in your full, unapologetic power. And when you do, the world will stand with you. So, stand tall, embrace every part of you, and step into your greatness. You are whole, you are enough, and nothing in this world can stop you when you fully accept who you are. As you continue to step into the fullness of who you are, the world will begin to shift around you. The very act of accepting yourself fully sends out a vibration that cannot be ignored. You will start to see changes in your relationships, in your career, and in your life, because the energy you project is the energy you attract. When you walk through the world with your head held high, knowing you are whole and complete, you begin to call forth the people, the opportunities, and the experiences that resonate with your highest self. You will no longer tolerate relationships that drain you, situations that diminish you, or environments that try to make you shrink. You will draw toward you those who see you as you are strong, capable, and authentic. And in turn, you will inspire others to embrace their own wholeness. This is the ripple effect of accepting all parts of yourself. When you stop hiding, stop shrinking, and stop apologizing for who you are, you empower everyone around you to do the same. Your light becomes brighter because you no longer dim it. Your darkness becomes purposeful, no longer a burden, but a source of strength. You become a living example that power comes not from perfection, but from authenticity. In embracing your whole self, you will come to understand that you are never too much. The world may try to tell you that you are. It may try to fit you into molds, restrict you, make you feel that you have to limit yourself to be accepted. But you are not too much. You are exactly who you need to be. And in your entirety, you are unstoppable. This journey of embracing all parts of yourself is not a one-time decision. It is a continual process, a lifelong commitment to authenticity. There will be moments when fear and doubt rise up again, when the world tries to push you back into silence. But every time you stand in your truth, every time you claim your space, you will find that your foundation becomes stronger. The more you embrace your light and your dark, the more rooted you become in your own power. You will no longer be easily shaken because you will know who you are and what you stand for. When you accept yourself fully, you also give yourself the gift of resilience. Life will throw challenges your way, and there will be times when things feel impossible. But you will not falter. The acceptance of your wholeness gives you the strength to move through any challenge with grace and power. You will rise above, not because you are flawless, but because you understand that your struggles are just part of your growth. Your darkness doesn't define you, it refines you. In the end, the greatest gift you can give yourself is the freedom to be exactly who you are, without apologies, without excuses, and without fear. You don't have to fit into anyone else's mold. You don't have to shrink to make others comfortable. You are already enough. You are already whole. When you fully embrace your own worth and stop running from the parts of yourself that you have been taught to fear, you will find that nothing in this world can stop you. No external force can diminish you when you understand that your power resides in your acceptance of who you are. The world will never be the same after you embrace all parts of yourself. When you stop hiding, stop pretending, and start living as your true, unapologetic self, you will see that the world around you begins to shift. Opportunities will open, relationships will deepen, and your life will unfold in ways you never imagined because you have decided to step into the fullness of your own power. So take a deep breath and stand tall, knowing that you are already enough, you are whole, you are complete. And from this place of wholeness, you can create anything you desire. The woman who embraces all parts of herself is a force to be reckoned with. And you are that woman. You are unstoppable. And once you fully accept the whole of who you are, you will realize that your past struggles, your failures, your pain, they no longer hold power over you. They are not weights around your ankles, they are stepping stones. Every mistake, every setback, every dark moment has forged the person you are today, and not just any person, but the most powerful version of yourself. You see, the journey towards self-acceptance is not linear. It's messy. It's unpredictable. There will be days when you feel like you've made progress, and then there will be days when the shadows feel heavier than they've ever been. But every day, you choose to stand in your truth. You gain strength. You develop resilience. And each time you face a part of yourself you have been afraid of, you become more complete. There's a reason why women who've embraced their full selves, their light and their dark, seem to have an unshakable presence. It's because they've stopped running. They've stopped hiding. They've stopped pretending to be something they're not. And in that authenticity, they have become radiant. This radiance is not born out of perfection. It is born out of embracing imperfection, out of accepting all that you are, every flaw, every scar, every piece of pain that shaped you. These scars aren't weaknesses. They are marks of wisdom. They are proof that you've lived fully, that you've risen again and again. They are your story, and your story is what gives you the power to change the world. So, no matter where you are on this journey, no matter how many times you feel the pull to shrink or hide or apologize, remind yourself of this truth. You are enough as you are. There is no part of you that needs to be erased, no part of you that needs to be fixed. You are not broken. You are a complex, evolving, powerful force, and it is time to step fully into that power. You were not born to be invisible. You were not born to be quiet. You were born to be seen, to take up space, to make your mark on this world. And when you fully embrace every part of yourself, when you stand in your light and your dark, unapologetically and without fear, you unlock a force so powerful that nothing can ever stand in your way. It's time to stop apologizing for who you are. It's time to stop pretending to be something you're not. It's time to start living in the fullness of your power, in the fullness of your light, and in the fullness of your dark. You are whole, and when you embrace your whole self, you become unstoppable. You are not just a woman. You are a force of nature, and the world has been waiting for you to step into that power. Now it's your turn to show up fully, authentically, and without apology. Embrace every part of yourself, the light, the dark, the messy, the beautiful, the flawed, the perfect. Because when you do, you will change the world, starting with your own life. And that, my dear, is where true power lies. In the full acceptance of everything you are. In embracing every part of yourself. You become the woman you were always meant to be, and nothing can stop you now. In the end, when you fully accept every part of yourself, when you stop running from your own darkness, you will realize that true strength does not come from perfection, but from embracing every part of who you are, both your light and your dark. Every part of you, whether joy or pain, adds value and contributes to the powerful whole person you are becoming. You don't need to change to fit any mold the world sets for you. You don't need to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You are you, perfect in your imperfection. And when you accept that, you will find that nothing can stop you. You will no longer feel inadequate or incomplete. You are everything you need, and you are ready to step into the life you truly deserve. When you embrace all of who you are, you become an unstoppable force. Nothing can hold you back when you know that you are your truest self, whole, strong, and without regret. And that is the true power of a woman. A woman who doesn't just live, but lives true to herself, not because the world demands it, but because she deserves it. So, stand tall and embrace every part of yourself. When you do, you will see that nothing in this life can stop you. Because when you are fully yourself, you lack nothing, and the world will open up for you to shine.